You're here for a reason. You're not here by accident, and you want to take advantage of your opportunity. There's always two camps of people. There's the camp that gathers information, and there's the camp that implements that information that creates transformation. And I want you right now, at this very moment, make the decision, just like I did, that you are going to change your life today. You won't see the results today, but you will see it by making the decision. What I've learned, most people truly never decide. And making a decision changes your direction. Now, you deserve a world-class life. You deserve to live on your own terms. But until you make a decision, that's not going to happen. I was just telling my story a little bit. It comes to my mind, and I think it's a good time to tell it. When I was young, I was struggling. I had a foreclosure sticker on my garage. I had creditors coming after me. And I didn't know what I wanted. Now, you may be in the same boat. Then I met a man that had the most enormous impact on me, and Bob Proctor. And he said, you have to know exactly what you want, and you have to start getting serious about your life. He said, Arash, you've got to stop screwing around. He said, you're wasting your potential. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He said, you have to make a decision to do exactly what I tell you to do. And I remember at that time, I said, I've never done exactly what anyone's told me to do. And he said, well, you're losing. Do you want to keep losing? It was a very honest, life-changing conversation. And at that moment, I made the decision that I was going to decide exactly what I wanted. And at that time, for me, it was freedom. I didn't know the vehicle, but I committed to freedom. And I fell in love with that idea, and then we got to work. Now, I share this story with you because you have to decide exactly what you want, but you have to bet on you. And when you do that, everything starts opening the floodgates to the good you desire. Now, this next 90 minutes, I want to teach you what I've taught thousands and thousands and thousands of people in over 100 countries now, how to earn more money. Would you like to earn more money? I want to teach you how to enjoy more freedom. Nobody's after the money, they're after the freedom. The money represents the freedom. And I want you to live the life you were destined to live. Now, I do not care what type of income you want. It's your want. But I want you to commit to it because that's going to change your life. Now, freedom is a game changer. It unshackles you. I want you to imagine right now that you were living your life doing whatever you wanted, when you wanted, as often as you wanted. How would that feel? Like, get in the feeling of that. How would that feel? See, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you a roadmap on exactly how to do this. Now, success comes down to a few simple choices. You have to decide exactly what you want. It can't be vague. It can't be, I want to have more money. It's got to be specific. You have to determine the price you have to pay. What is that price? That price is going to be urgent. That price is going to be discipline. That price is going to be mentorship. That price is going to be disrupting comfort. The price is going to be betting on yourself. And then you have to ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price? I promise you this I believe at the highest level, that you're going to pay the price either in regret or you're going to pay it in creating the life you want. Now, right now, at this very moment, I don't care what's happened in your past. The only thing that matters is where you're going. The decisions we make today are creating our future results. So you may have had a lot of adversity this year. You may have not been very disciplined. You may have just been drifting. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is what you're doing going forward. And I want you to burn that idea in your mind. Now, our biggest challenge is not being able to identify what the price of success is. Like, what is that price? A lot of people will admire other people who created success, but they don't understand the price that those people paid. Those people put themselves on a hook. Those people did not know if it was going to work, but they were willing to go to that unknown space where the magic is created. So every goal that I have, I know I don't have the confidence for it when I first set the goal. It's not that I don't think I can have the confidence, but I don't have it right now, or else I would have achieved the goal. It also tells me that I have to upgrade my courage. Living a life of financial freedom, of emotional freedom, which I think is the most important part of freedom, because what I've discovered is when you're emotionally free, that's when the financial freedom is created. But when you work on you, when you truly go within and transform yourself, that's when the floodgates of an avalanche of abundance is going to open up for you. Now, we're going to work on some big ideas, and I want you to get used to this. I want you to make this part of your identity, that I build big ideas on a weekly basis. And like, look at the ideas you built this year. Is that in harmony with your potential? Or is that what you're comfortable doing? And I want you to get really super honest with yourself, because the biggest idea we have to build is the idea of us. Our perception of ourselves is what's creating our results more than anything else. So when you build a bigger idea of yourself, you're going to keep leaning in to where you're going. You're going to constantly keep leaning in. And that's what I want you to continue to do. Now, when we talk about money, money is right in front of you. It's open to everybody. Now, I say this, some people think, oh God, here he goes, but I'm going to say it again. I've never found an easier time to earn money than this very moment. And the reason I say this, we have a world filled with victims. We have a world filled with people not building their inside life, because everything is an inside-outside game. And if you look at the technology with AI, social media, there's never been an easier time to build wealth. So I want you to accept that idea. And if you're sitting there right now thinking it's hard, I promise you, it's only because your psychology of money is very outdated. It's very outdated. So what we have to do is understand you are an amazing story. Now, did you wake up this morning saying I'm an amazing story? I know I did not. But you are an amazing story. Every one of you. Just us being born is a 1 in 4 trillion chance. Think about that. 1 in 4 trillion. And so we've got to start understanding us better. If one person can create great wealth, so can you. Now, to understand you, we have to understand your mind. The single most powerful asset we have is our mind. And when it is trained properly, you will create enormous wealth almost immediately, literally overnight. It's not overnight, but you'll look back and be like, wow, this is what happened. You know, I remember when I was getting mentored, I told you my story a little bit, but I remember within the first 30 days, I started creating so much momentum because I committed to doing exactly what my mentor told me to do. And it gave me so much confidence. Then the next 90 days, I just took off. It happens quickly when you start taking responsibility of your life. Now, understanding the laws of your mind is essential if you want to live a life of freedom. Now, a lot of people have studied this information, yet they're not getting the results. Well, you can study this till you're blue in the face, but it's how you execute, working in harmony with the laws of your mind and the laws of the universe. So it's all in awareness. There's an amazing inner world that exists within all of us. You have access to it every second of the day. How you use it is going to determine your results. And the understanding of such a world enables us to do and achieve anything we desire within the laws of the universe. Now, I want you to understand that that's a big idea. I can create whatever it is I want. First of all, you wouldn't have a want if it wasn't meant to be fulfilled. You got to understand that right now. If it's not my want, it's your want. But we've got to drastically, relentlessly accept that idea. Now, when you get in harmony with the spiritual essence of who you are, that's when magic happens. If we all looked in the mirror right now, if we just looked in the mirror, we'd see our physical body. That is this much of who we are. But most people are only driven by the physical side. So they're chasing results. They're trying to will it. They're trying to force it. That's not who you are. You have to understand the essence of who you are is perfect. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. Now that's going to take time to become more and more aware of it. But we have to become more aware of it if you want to create a significant amount of freedom and wealth in your life. The law of vibration starts with us. Each one of us. We are just a broadcasting station. Every thought that we have sends out a signal. And the universe does not know what is going on in your outside world. It only works based on what you give it, based on what you're thinking. The emotions is the most important part, how you're feeling. I want you to train yourself right now. Every day, train yourself. How would it feel if I was financially abundant? Now, I do this with my elite coaching clients, and I get on them about this because they'll say, it feels great, not good enough. It's got to be specific. It feels amazing. I'm behaving this way. I'm thinking this way. I'm speaking this way. My courage is X. That's how you feel. We've got to embody the feeling in every cell of our being. So right now, if you were financially abundant, how would you speak? And I want you to speak that way right now. And then here's what I would like you guys to do. I would like you to write out right now for me. It's really for you, but write out your financial goal. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write it out. All right, now I'm going to make this super simple for you. I want you to look at that goal. Our job is to match the mental equivalent of that person. Now, so I want you to look at that. How would that person speak? That's how I want you to speak from today on. How would that person think? I want you to think like that person from today on. What type of actions would that person be taking? Who is in their inner circle? Who is their mentors? And I want you to commit to doing that. If you do this and embody it in every cell of your being, you're going to bring the future into the present, and you're going to watch magic unfold in your life. Now, in order to understand and use the laws of your mind, you have to know how it works. So our conscious mind creates 2 to 4% of our results. Yet most people are trying to will their results. So they keep sabotaging themselves. It's your thinking mind, it's your educated mind, and it's where your intellect resides. Now, you cannot get to your subconscious mind without your conscious mind. When we imagine, we first create the image in our conscious mind. So we've got to understand how our conscious mind works. Now, our subconscious mind is our emotional mind. It only speaks with emotion. It is impersonal. It does not know what's good or bad for you. It only knows what you give it. And your conscious mind, you could choose any idea. You could choose any goal. Now, I want you to look at your results right now. That is exactly how you've been using your conscious mind. I want you to look at that very honestly. Now, it doesn't mean that's how you're going to use it, but that's how you've used it to this point. If we just break it down into the first 11 months of 2024, that is exactly how you've used your conscious mind. Now, your conscious mind can accept or reject any idea. What I want you to do, I told you your single most powerful asset is your mind. But from this point on, I want you to only accept ideas that are in harmony with what you wrote on that piece of paper. And any idea that is not, I want you to reject it. When you become a master at accepting and rejecting, you're going to start mastering and taking control of your life. Your conscious mind, you can originate any idea. Now let's look at it again. Let's look at that piece of paper again. Now, what you wrote, is that what you think you could achieve, or is that your want of all wants? Is that what you want more than anything else? I want you to write out what you really, really want. Forget about the how. The how is not up to you. When you get emotionally involved with your want, you're going to turn it into a desire. When it's a desire, it's a done deal. Now, your subconscious mind only accepts. So whatever you give it, it's going to start going to make it into reality. It cannot reject. That's why we have to discipline our thinking to think only thoughts that are in harmony with our goal. And it does not know the difference between what's real or what's imagined. We want to, on a daily basis, this is a wealth behavior. On a daily basis, we have to make two things part of your ritual. Mental rehearsal, where you close your eyes, you relax, and you build that image of what you want, and you experience it in every cell of your being. And then you mix it with gratitude. That will activate so much wealth in your life. Now, your intellectual mind and your subconscious mind, we want to have it in harmony. It's the intellect that allows us to tap into the spiritual side and change our physical results. Now, this is what I get all the time. I know exactly what I want, Arash. I know exactly what I want. But they don't expect it. They're filled with fear. So what are they doing? They are communicating to their subconscious mind, keep giving me what I don't want. We have to obsess about what we want all day long. And that's how you're going to tap into that spiritual side of the essence of who you are. And then you're going to get your physical results. But when we talk about wealth, we have to understand wealth is a spiritual idea. It is only created on the spiritual plane. It is not created on the physical plane. So how do I get to that spiritual plane? I have to discipline my thinking to think, feel, and act like the person I want to become. It's not somewhere out in the future. You bring the future into the present right now. You embody the person you want to be. Now, the highest form of wealth is waking up each morning and saying, I can do whatever I want today. Now, is that you right now? Would you like to have that? Would you like to have that? That is true wealth. We only go as far as our thinking goes. I've studied thousands of books on wealth. And the one common denominator is if you go look and study any book on wealth, they never talk about money. It's always about your behaviors. It's always about ideas. It's always about thinking. But I will tell you, there is no wealth. There is going to be no increase in income if you don't increase your courage, if you don't bet on yourself. I have clients who I tell them, get in my energy and come to my world-class wealth event because it's a game changer. And they're afraid of flying. You got to overcome it. Got to overcome it. You have to do whatever it takes. You have to pay the price. I will promise you that. Your current money blueprint is where you are financially right now. It's telling you a story. Now you've got to ask yourself, do I like the story? And if you don't like the story, you have to go all in to change it. You have to go all in to change it. Now, what I recommend you do is write out the exact financial story you want to live. Every day you rewrite it. You rewrite it every day. But I'll tell you a trick to how to get to your subconscious mind. Is when you write it every day, so you write it out, I want you to go read the first line and say it silently. Then you say it out loud. Then you close your eyes and you visualize that first line, and you do it through your whole story. So you're using all your senses to embody your subconscious mind. And the repetition of doing this is going to get your subconscious mind to say, this is the dominant idea that I am given. I have to go out and do it. But you want to use all your senses. You don't want to just read it. You want to write it. You want to read it, you want to say it out loud, and you want to visualize it. Watch what happens in 90 days of doing that. Now, Mikey was talking to me about you can create your own economy. To me, this is the idea that just changed the game for me. It just changed the game. It opened me up to a whole new level of thinking. It opened me up to a whole new level of possibilities. But what I've discovered over the last 17 years of teaching this is it's not only you can create your own economy, every one of us is creating our economy right now. Just look at your financial results. That is your economy. Nobody created it but you. And once I really started to understand this, then I changed my thinking. I want to create the economy that I fall in love with. And that's what I encourage you to do. Like, I'm looking at you guys on my screen, and Mark, you're on my screen right now. And I'll tell you this right now. I will tell you this with 100% certainty. If you commit, you could create a 10x economy than what you did this year. If you just say, I'm gonna shut off all distractions, I'm gonna go all in with myself. And you don't even need to believe it. You just need to believe my experience that I've done it over and over, and if I can do it, you could do it. There's nothing different between us. Now, this idea changed the course of my life, and every year I use this as my accountability partner. I want to continue turning my annual income into my monthly income. Why do I want to do it? Because I look at money as a report card of the service that I'm rendering. All it is a report card to me. It's no more, no less. If I want to earn more money, I have to transform my thinking. I have to transform my standard. I have to transform my service. That's all it is. Don't give it more credence. It is never the cause. It is always the effect. But what most people are resisting is they are not changing their programming on a subconscious level. They think things are happening to them. They think, oh, this person got lucky. Nobody got lucky. You create your own luck. When I bet on myself and decided how I was going to live my life, that's when my life changed. And I did it when I was at the lowest point of my life financially. And I keep telling you, if I can do it, you could do it. Anybody can do this. Now, we've got to understand there's 3 income earning strategies. There's money 1, money 2, money 3. Money 1 is how the poor people live. And that's 96%. They trade time for money. What they think of money is that they can pay their bills and they can buy stuff. That's how they think. Then you look at money 2. This is where the middle class start living, where they use their money to earn more money. And the way they think is, I want to keep my credit high, and I want to really start incrementally winning. I don't believe in incremental wins. I believe in massive quantum leaps. And then there's money 3. This is where the world class live, where you multiply your time by creating multiple sources of income. Now, anybody who's earning a lot of money is using all three together. They're using all three. But you've got to understand this, and I want you to lock in on what I'm saying. You cannot have middle-class beliefs and create world-class results. You have to change your beliefs. You have to change your environment. You have to change your standards. You have to change your thinking. Now, I love this quote by Wallace Wattles. He says, the riches you receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of your vision, the fixity of your purpose, the steadiness of your faith, and the depth of your gratitude. Now, let's really dissect what he's saying. Everything is based on the law of compensation. Whatever service I give and the way I give it is going to determine what I earn. So the riches I receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of your vision, the fixity of your purpose. How locked in is my goal on a subconscious level? The steadiness of your faith. I'm seeing not with my physical eyes, I'm seeing it with my spiritual eyes of what I want all day long. And the depth of your gratitude. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance. And you say, well, why are people who are so grateful not really making it happen? Because their attitude is one of a poverty consciousness. You can be grateful, but expecting what you don't want, not betting on yourself, not putting yourself on the hook, not doing it now, and you're going to create what you're putting out. Now, money is an attitude, and we got to ask ourselves, what is my relationship to money? Am I comfortable talking about it? Do I hold it really tight? Do I say I'm going to do something when this happens, then I'll do it? You do not have a good relationship if that's the case. Then we want to ask ourselves, do I feel I deserve it? Now, this is an interesting one. People tell me all the time, I deserve it. Then I said, well, tell me your actions. Well, today I didn't do much. I don't know what actions to take. You don't deserve it. You do not deserve it. Am I studying an hour a day? Do I have masterminds? Do I have mentors? You know, if you don't feel you deserve it, you're not going to get it. I promise you that. Now, exactly what I'm getting in my life, what you're getting in your life is exactly what you feel you deserve on a subconscious level. Now, I know you deserve it, but you got to put the work in to tell your subconscious that. And all you have to do is look at your actions and behaviors. Are they congruent with the state of abundance? Are they congruent with the state of abundance? That will tell you a big story. So when you start understanding this, your beliefs about money have to be congruent with your financial goal. So that number you wrote on your piece of paper, that is your accountability partner every day. And you match the mental equivalent of your beliefs and behavior. Do I hold it really tight? Do I say I'm going to do something when this happens, then I'll do it? You do not have a good relationship if that's the case. Then we want to ask ourselves, do I feel I deserve it? Now, this is an interesting one. People tell me all the time, I deserve it. Then I said, well, tell me your actions. Well, today I didn't do much. I don't know what actions to take. You don't deserve it. You do not deserve it. Am I studying an hour a day? Do I have masterminds? Do I have mentors? You know, if you don't feel you deserve it, you're not going to get it. I promise you that. Now, exactly what I'm getting in my life, what you're getting in your life is exactly what you feel you deserve on a subconscious level. Now, I know you deserve it, but you got to put the work in to tell your subconscious that. And all you have to do is look at your actions and behaviors. Are they congruent with the state of abundance? Are they congruent with the state of abundance? That will tell you a big story. So when you start understanding this, your beliefs about money have to be congruent with your financial goal. So that number you wrote on your piece of paper, that is your accountability partner every day. And you match the mental equivalent of your beliefs and behaviors with that number you put down. Now, if you don't have a good attitude towards money, this is a great affirmation that I used when I did not have money. And I just embedded it thousands and thousands and thousands of times inside of me. And it's from Dr. Joseph Murphy from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. This is where I got it from. He said, keep repeating this to yourself every day, every day, every day. He said, I like money. I love it. I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. Money is constantly circulating in my life. I release it with joy, and it returns to me multiplied in wonderful ways. Money flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I use it for only good, and I am grateful for the good and riches of my mind. Now imagine you were every word of this. What do you think would show up in your life? What do you think would show up in your life? We've got to put the work in to recondition our subconscious mind. Hey, it's Arash, and I've got something for those of you who've been asking, Arash, how can you coach me? How can I work with you? How can I get closer to what you're doing? Whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or just someone hungry, I want to help you. And here's how. There's a link below this video. I want you to click it right now. All I'm asking for is your name, your phone number, and one question. What do you really want? How do you really want to live? That's it. Fill it out, and you're giving me permission to personally reach out to you. When you do, I'm going to connect with you and create a game plan. Now listen, if you've been watching my content and you're ready for a breakthrough, or you're already winning big and you're just obsessed with getting better, going even further, I'm the coach. We're in a new era, and when you click that link, you're saying, Arash, I'm giving you permission to stretch me, to push me, to bring me upwards. And I promise you, if you're ready, this will change your life. So stop waiting, click the link, fill out the form, do it right now, and I'll be in touch.